$1,200 a year. That's what the average American wastes on repairs that could have been fixed with nothing but resets. And mechanics love it because they cash in on your ignorance. I won't let that slide. This reset button fixes 90% of car problems for free. And at the very end, I'll expose the secret bonus reset that crushes 99%. Now let's kick this off with engine and ECU resets. Reset number 23, ECU fuse pull reset. A simple fuse pull can clear out years of bad data in the ECU. Shops use it all the time, but they'll never tell you. Why? Because it can solve stalling, rough idle, and random check engine lights in minutes. Safety first. Park flat, ignition off, gloves on. Pop the hood and open the fuse box. Look for the fuse marked ECM, ECU, or IGN. Pull it straight out with a fuse puller or needle nose. Wait at least 30 seconds. That drains the memory. Slide the fuse back in. Turn the key to on for 10 seconds, then start the engine. If it worked, the idle will smooth and some warning lights may vanish after driving. If a fuse can do that, imagine what happens when we kill all power. Reset number 22, battery disconnect reset. This one's the granddaddy of all resets. Disconnecting the battery wipes out most of the car's memory in one shot. I've fixed cars with dead radios, flickering dash lights, and stubborn check engine codes just by doing this. Shops know it's simple, but they'll still charge you an hour of labor. To start, grab a 10mm wrench. With ignition off, loosen the negative terminal first, then pull the positive. Wait at least 10 minutes. Longer is better. This lets every capacitor drain and forces the ECU to reboot clean. Reconnect positive, then negative. Tighten snug, not gorilla tight. Start the engine. Idle may be rough at first, but should settle. But sometimes, a hard reset isn't enough. The car still needs to relearn your right foot. Reset number 21, gas pedal or throttle relearn reset. Here's a wild one. You can train your throttle without tools. I've had cars come in with lazy pedal response, and this trick often brings them back to life. Manufacturers even list it in service manuals, but most drivers never hear about it. Throttle training is all about timing. Here's how to do it. Turn the key to on, do not start. Wait 3 seconds. Press the gas pedal all the way down and let up slowly. Do this 5 times in quick succession. On the 6th press, hold it down for 10 seconds. Then release. Turn the ignition off. Wait 10 seconds. Then start the car. Throttle response should feel sharper with smoother revs. And if your idle still hunts or surges, the next reset tackles that problem head on. Reset number 20, idle relearn reset. Ever cleaned a throttle body and ended up with a shaky, hunting idle? That's because the ECU lost its learned idle settings. Here's how to teach it again without special tools. Safety, park in a ventilated spot. Parking brake set. Start the engine and let it warm up to normal operating temperature. Turn off all accessories, lights, radio, AC, heater fan. With the car in park or neutral, let the engine idle untouched for about 5 minutes. Then, switch the AC on and let it idle for another 5 minutes. The ECU uses this time to relearn air and throttle balance. When done, idle should be steady, not jumping around. But air is only part of the equation. Wait until you see what happens when the ECU relearns how to read the air itself. Reset number 19, MAF sensor reset. Here's a sneaky fix most folks miss. A dirty or confused MAF sensor can make the car run rich, guzzle fuel, or stumble on acceleration. Clean it, then reset it, and the ECU will relearn how to measure air properly. And just as usual, safety first. Engine off, key out, gloves on. To start, disconnect the negative battery terminal. Then unplug the MAF sensor. usually clipped into the air intake tube near the filter box. Clean the sensor with MAF cleaner only. Never touch the wire with your fingers. Let it dry fully. Plug the connector back in. Reconnect the battery. Start the engine and let it idle a few minutes so the ECU recalibrates. You'll notice smoother throttle and better fuel economy. But here's the real kicker. Once the ECU knows its airflow, it has to relearn fuel balance too. Reset number 18. Fuel trim reset. Here's one that saves gas and stops that raw fuel smell. The ECU constantly adjusts fuel trim, how much fuel it squirts for the air coming in. Bad trims cause rough idle, poor mileage, even glowing check engine lights. Resetting trims forces the ECU to relearn the proper mix. Start by pulling the EFI or ECM fuse from the underhood box. Wait at least 30 seconds. Reinstall it, then turn the key to on for 10 seconds. Start the car and let it idle. Drive gently for 15 to 20 minutes. During this drive cycle, the ECU relearns short and long-term fuel trims. You should feel smoother acceleration and cleaner exhaust. Now we've handled the engine and ECU resets. But what about the gears? When the car won't shift right, most people panic. Don't! The next resets dive into the secrets of transmission memory, the stuff that keeps shops busy and wallets empty. Reset number 17. Transmission Adaptive Learning Reset. Here's a secret most dealers won't share. Modern transmissions learn your driving style. Over time, they store patterns that can make shifts harsh, delayed, or sloppy. Resetting clears out that bad memory so the box relearns fresh. This is done by disconnecting the negative battery cable. Step on the brake pedal and hold for 10 seconds to drain leftover power. Wait at least 15 minutes. Reconnect the cable and tighten it snug. Start the engine and let it idle for a couple of minutes. Then take the car for a gentle drive. Easy throttle, steady speeds. The transmission will begin relearning smooth shift points. You'll feel gear changes become crisper within a short drive. And trust me, I've got plenty more tricks like this one. So if you're finding these resets useful, make sure you hit that like button, share this with a friend, and subscribe so you don't miss the next set of fixes that mechanics don't want you to know. Reset number 16. Kickdown reset. Here's a fun one that feels like a hidden cheat code. The kickdown switch tells the transmission when you floor it. Over time, the ECU and transmission can get out of sync, making the car sluggish when you mash the pedal. This reset teaches them to work together again. Start by turning the key to on, engine off. Press the gas pedal all the way down until it clicks at the floor. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Release slowly. Turn ignition off. Wait 10 seconds, then start the engine. Take the car for a test drive. You should feel sharper downshifts when you floor it. But if your ride has a CVT, there's another reset that most mechanics keep close to the vest. Reset number 15. CVT Relearn Reset. If your car has a CVT, especially those Nissan/Jatco units, you know how finicky they can be. Jerky starts, weird whining, or sluggish response usually point to the transmission control module getting confused. A CVT Relearn helps smooth things out by resetting its adaptive memory. Here's how. Warm up the car fully. Put it in drive, hold the brake, and gently press the gas to about 1,200 RPM for 20 seconds. Shift to reverse and repeat. Then take it for a light drive, letting the CVT adjust through its ranges. It may take a few miles, but the difference in smoothness can be night and day. Now, not all resets need driving. Some only require a simple turn of the key in a special sequence. Next are electrical and battery-related resets. Reset number 14. Window auto up or down reset. If you've got a Nissan or any car with a Jatco CVT, you already know these gearboxes can be drama queens. They rely heavily on software to control belt pressure, pulley ratios, and throttle response. Over time, the ECU's adaptive memory can make the CVT feel jerky or sluggish. A relearn reset wipes those habits and gives the transmission a fresh start. The method varies, but here's the basic drill. Car in park, foot on brake, turn ignition on, not start. Cycle the shifter through each gear, pausing a few seconds at each. Then turn the ignition off, wait, and restart. Drive gently for the next 10 to 15 minutes so the ECU can remap. Reset number 13, sunroof reset. This one surprises people, but your sunroof has its own control module that can lose calibration. If it starts stopping halfway, refusing to tilt, or acting possessed, it probably just needs a reset. No tools, no dealer visit, just a button trick. Turn the ignition to the on position, engine off. Press and hold the sunroof tilt or open switch. Keep holding even after it fully tilts or slides, sometimes up to 20 to 30 seconds. The sunroof will cycle open, close, or jog a few times. Once it stops moving on its own, release the button. That's the controller relearning its open/close positions. Test it by cycling the roof through tilt and full open. Smooth travel means it worked. And if that blew your mind, wait until you see what happens when you reset your seats. Reset number 12, power seat reset. If your power seats won't move the full range or the memory settings don't return to the right spot, it's usually not the motor. It's the seat module losing track of its limits. A simple reset can fix this without tearing into the wiring. Ignition on, engine off. Slide the seat all the way forward and hold the switch for 5 seconds after it stops. Do the same, moving it all the way back. Then run the seat through its full up, down, and tilt travel, always holding the switch for a few seconds at the limits. This tells the module, here's the range. Afterward, save your memory presets again. 9 times out of 10, the seat behaves like new. Reset number 11, battery management system reset. Modern cars with smart batteries don't just supply power, they constantly talk to the ECU. The battery management system tracks charge cycles, voltage, and health. Swap in a new battery without resetting it, and your car might think the old, weak one is still installed. That can lead to poor charging, warning lights, or even the start-stop not working. The reset method varies by brand, but many cars allow it without a scan tool. After installing the new battery, turn the ignition on. Press the brake pedal and hold for 10 to 15 seconds, or use a specific button sequence outlined in the owner's manual. Others may require disconnecting and reconnecting the negative terminal briefly. Once done, the ECU relearns the new battery's state of charge. With the battery's brain refreshed, let's shift to a reset that doesn't keep your car running, but keeps your cabin tech unlocked. Reset number 10, clock/radio security reset. Ever swap a battery and suddenly your clock flashes 12 o'clock or your radio demands a mysterious code? That's because many factory radios and infotainment units have theft protection built in. When power is lost, they lock until you re-enter the security code or reset the clock manually. The fix is usually simple. Check your owner's manual or glove box for the factory code card. Enter it with the radio's preset buttons and the system unlocks. If you've lost the code, a dealer or online lookup with your VIN usually solves it. Don't forget to set your clock and station presets afterward. It's a small reset, but without it, your drive is a lot quieter. That wraps up the comfort and convenience resets. Next, let's dive into the sensor and warning light resets, the ones that deal with tricky lights on your dash. Reset number 9, TPMS reset. Nothing rattles drivers more than that yellow horseshoe light glaring on the dash. That's your tire pressure monitoring system. It watches your tire pressures in real time, and even a few PSI off can trip it. But here's the kicker. Sometimes the light stays on even after you've filled your tires. The reset trick depends on your car. Many models have a TPMS reset button under the dash. Hold it until the light blinks. Others need a specific drive cycle, usually 10 to 30 minutes at highway speeds, to resync the sensors. Some newer cars require the reset through the infotainment menu. Get it right, and that warning light disappears, restoring peace of mind. And if you think that light was annoying, wait until we deal with the ones tied to your brakes. Reset number 8, ABS light reset. That glowing ABS light on your dash? It's your car warning you the anti-lock braking system isn't happy. Sometimes it's a real fault, but other times it's just a false code after a battery change or minor glitch. And here's the insider trick. Many cars let you reset it without touching a scan tool. Turn the ignition to on, not start, then pump the brake pedal several times in a steady rhythm. Some cars require 3 presses, others up to 8. You'll often see the ABS light blink, then clear if it was only a soft fault. Of course, if the light comes right back, you've got a deeper issue. But if the ABS light makes you nervous, the next one cranks up the tension. It's tied to airbags and your safety system. Reset number 7, airbag/SRS reset. Few warning lights strike fear like the airbag or SRS light. It means your safety system may not deploy in a crash, and that's no small deal. But here's what most drivers don't know. Sometimes, after a battery swap or minor electrical hiccup, that light sticks on, even though nothing's wrong. Many cars have a built-in reset sequence. Buckle and unbuckle the seatbelt in rhythm while turning the ignition from off to on several times. Some models need the cycle repeated 3 times, others 5. When done right, the SRS light blinks and then fades out. Still, if the light stays solid, don't ignore it. Get it checked. And if you want a step-by-step guide with multiple methods, I've got a full video on how to turn off an airbag light. Click the link above to watch. Reset number 6, oil change, light reset. Ever swap your oil and the change oil light still won't quit nagging? Relax, you didn't screw up the job. That light is just the oil life monitor, a built-in counter that tracks mileage and engine conditions. It needs a manual reset. Here's how. GM method. With the key in on, engine off, press and hold the brake and accelerator pedals at the same time for about 20 to 25 seconds. Watch for a reset complete message on the dash. Ford method. Turn the key to on, then press the accelerator pedal fully 3 times within 10 seconds. The system resets and the light disappears. Once done, your oil life percentage resets to 100%, keeping your maintenance schedule accurate. But that's just routine service. The next reset dives deeper, straight into every mechanic's nightmare, the check engine light. Reset number 5, check engine light reset. The dreaded check engine light, every driver's nightmare. But here's the truth. Almost half the time, it's not a blown engine. According to AAA, nearly 50% of check engine alerts come from simple issues like a loose gas cap, and even after fixing the cause, that light can stick around. The fastest way to clear it? Use a basic OBD2 scanner. Plug it into the port under the dash, read the codes, then hit clear no scanner, disconnect the battery for 15 minutes, or pull the ECU fuse. That wipes the stored fault memory. But remember, if the problem's still there, the light will return. And if you think that's the only reminder hiding in your dash, wait until you see how to wipe the service interval warnings. Reset number 4. Service interval reset. That little spanner or service due message on your dashboard isn't a mechanical fault. It's just your car reminding you it's time for scheduled maintenance. But here's the catch. If you do your own oil changes or maintenance, that reminder won't clear itself. Most cars let you reset it with a button sequence. With the ignition on, hold the OK or trip button on the steering wheel until the service menu pops up. Scroll to Reset Service, Confirm, and the reminder disappears. In older models, it's a combo of holding the trip button while turning the key. It's a simple step, but it keeps your dashboard clean and accurate. Now that we've handled the serious warning lights, let's shift gears into something lighter: comfort and convenience resets that save you daily headaches. Reset number 3, HVAC/climate control reset. Ever had your AC blow hot on one side and cold on the other, no matter what button you press? That's usually not a busted system, it's the blend doors stuck out of sync. Most drivers rush to the shop. But here's the trick. Many cars let you reset the HVAC system yourself. Start with the ignition on, then hold the AC and recirculation buttons together for about 10 seconds. Some cars use the auto and defrost button combo instead. You'll hear the blend doors cycle as the system recalibrates. When it's done, your airflow and temperature settings return to normal. It feels like magic, but it's just a built-in self-correction. And if you want to go even deeper, like tackling a stubborn blend door actuator that refuses to cooperate, I've got a full video on how to reset a blend door actuator. Check it out in the link above. Reset number 2, infotainment/screen reset. Ever had your screen freeze mid-drive, GPS stuck, or music controls unresponsive? Feels like your whole car went dumb. But here's the secret. Just like your phone, your car's infotainment system has a hard reset built in. No need to pay a dealer to reflash it. Most systems use a combo button trick. On many models, hold the power button and the seek forward button together for 10 to 15 seconds. Others use the volume knob. Push and hold until the logo reappears. It forces a full reboot without erasing your saved settings. In seconds, the glitches vanish and your screen feels brand new. And now, for the grand finale, the reset that ties man and machine together. Reset number 1, key fob/immobilizer reset. Few things are more frustrating than swapping your car battery only to find your key fob no longer talks to the car. Suddenly, the doors won't unlock, or worse, the engine won't start. That's the immobilizer system doing its job. But here's the kicker. You can often repair the fob yourself. Most cars follow a simple pattern. Sit in the driver's seat, insert the key, and cycle the ignition from off to on several times, usually 3 to 5. Then press a button on the fob within 10 seconds. You'll hear a chime or see the locks cycle, confirming it's reprogrammed. In minutes, your fob is back in sync with the ECU. And if you ever want the step-by-step guide to programming a key fob at home, I've got a full video on it. Click the link above to check it out. But what if you need a total wipe of your car's memory? That's where the hidden hard reset trick comes in. Bonus reset. This one's the ace up the sleeve, the reset most mechanics won't tell you about. When your car acts possessed, random lights, glitches, ghost codes, sometimes only a full system wipe will cure it. And yes, there's a way. First, disconnect the battery completely, both positive and negative terminals off. Now, here's the trick. Touch the 2 loose cable ends together for 30 seconds. Don't worry. With the battery removed, there's no power. What you're doing is draining every last bit of stored energy from the car's capacitors. The result? A total electronic reset, wiping every memory the ECU ever had. It's like giving your car a brand new brain. And there you have it. 23 resets plus the hidden trick that solved 90% of car issues for free. But don't stop here. Next, learn the habits that make cars last 500,000 miles. Click below